Okay, here we go. Back in Valheim. What? Okay. The mic wasn't picking my voice. I'm really hoping that mic actually. It's funny because the mic is right next to my mouth. It's attached to my headset. So I don't know why it's not. But whatever. Basically, in the last two, I explained that food, like, not necessary, but in order to raise your health from 25 and your stamina from 50, as you see down, you have to eat food like this. See, I eat these, and now my max stamina is 5, and my max health is, I don't know. I'll have to wait for it for me. See, in food have timers, which the buff from the food goes down as the timers go down, but currently giving me an extra, oh, I can't see it, here, so I don't know what that does. But this one's giving me an extra 7 health. Okay, see, my current food, health is 47, and my current stamina is 55, and see, as you just seen, when the timers on the food go down, the stat buffs go down as well. As you just seen, the max stamina just 5 to 84. It lasts 10 minutes, which it will start blinking at you when to eat something else. Which entirely, just save your food until you're fighting, because you're just walking around. The only thing it's really helping you with is stamina. Stamina heat so quickly, as long as you're not in. Also, I explained that you can repair anything other than your tool at this workbench for no resource cost. So you just have to make it, and then you can repair it infinitely. In order for your house, this workbench to be usable like this, you need like this, except for this wall needs to be a minimum of right here. See, and you can build a building like this and just connect sides, and it will think something here, even though there's not. You need a building to place to build anything. See, down here where it says workbench, required to build something. I always just build a little platform, start building on my walls, and break everything. You can see how I did it, but just, if I think of anything else I explained that wasn't heard, I will say it. But, for now, I'm gonna gather up some wood and finish my base. Um, let me know if Any other games think I should play? Never mind. Advice, anything think I should do? Oh, I explained that in in a lot of survival games, your stamina, if you go down, if it goes down to 0, you can still attack. But in Valheim, that is not the case. If your stamina is at 0, you can't do anything, and you have to wait for it to regen. But as you can see, it regens really quickly. As long as you just stand there, and it will regen. Okay, so... Okay, oops, didn't mean to do that. A hammer and a hoe, as you can see in my 4th number slot, are two-handed, so you cannot hold your torch while building. It kind of sucks for building at night, because you can't hold your torch, so you gotta hope you can see. So sometimes I have trouble building like walls on but a trick is if you just do slope to this, and you put that up there, and then just point here at the edge, and boom, snap it to balance. So for some reason you can these up here by just doing this and looking towards the last two right out here, the wall, which is really weird. But I mean, the game's not finished yet, so they'll probably fix it. This gameplay is just gonna be using advice people want me to use. It's gonna be raw gameplay. So, my first thing is I probably gotta go kill more boars. Some more. The next thing I think I'm gonna do. There's no leveling up in this game. In order to learn like crafting recipes, you have to actually gather the materials that are required to craft it. So like, because also you can hold shift. If it snaps, like if it snaps like that, you can hold shift and it will change the placement. I don't have enough wood for a bed. I should probably do that. Because if you don't have a bed, you just spawn back. Spawn point. Or world spawn point. Starting spot. Which is in the center of the map, so. Let's travel across the map. It's not gonna be a journey back. But ooh, as you can see, you can falling trees. A lot. I've died from falling trees a few times. They fall slowly at first, so you have time to get out of the way. But if you're not paying attention, you don't realize that it's falling towards you, you could be killed by the tree. So that's why, even though, like, when I'm just running around like this, I don't usually eat food, but I'll eat a little bit of food. Like, just some berries and mushrooms, which are like basic food. They're like the worst food in the game. But they're easy to come by, because they're everywhere. And they're in the starting area, so. Oh, this dude basically helped you, explains things to you. What the fuck? Sorry about that. I don't know. See, your workbench allows you to craft complex things, as well as giving you access to a lot of more building pieces to construct the hammer. With the hammer. Sorry. Let's talk to him. See if you go in here. If you ever forget what he says, just go in here, click on the just open your inventory, click on the little bird, and cold, food. When you've found a snack, consume it to improve your health and stamina. But be aware, before long you will grow hungry again. You can always have at least a couple different meals ready. You can eat 3 things at a time, and as you see where it's blinking, means that I can eat something new to replace that, or eat the same thing to restart the timer. Inventory. This is talking about the boss. Welcome. You all seen this all in my first video. And my second video when I read it, so you'll be able to read it. Because I had it open long enough for me to read it, so there'll be enough time for you to read it. As long as you don't read really slow. I read slow, so it's open for a decent amount of time. Also, if you have any questions, just ask in the comments, and I will see. Also, see if I can get it to do it. You can use other trees like this, the same way that you can damage yourself with a falling log. You can do the same to other trees. It comes in as a handy strategy. Comes in as a handy strategy for taking out a lot of trees without having to use a ton of your axe's durability, which, by the way, just to prove, I have 32 wood and I don't have any stone, which is required to make the hammer. So, I repair everything, still have 32 wood, didn't even have stone. Also, live by water because you need flint. The flint axe, it's better than the stone axe, but flint is very hard to come by in the early games. Once you're far advanced, you can defend yourself enough to travel a while to find water if you don't live right next to it. Like me, I found a spot that is right next to water. So, I can just walk outside of my base, walk around the shoreline. Oh, I should probably get some stone. I collected it all in the last few videos, so there might not be much, but it's always scattered around the place. As you can see, I have a lot. See, these are the rocks. I'm trying to find some flint. Oh, here's some flint. This is what the flint looks like. Literally just looks like a little white rock. It can spawn in the water, like on the edge of the water, or it can even spawn up here sometimes. It can only spawn near water though. So like you can't be walking through the mountains and find some flint. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. See, it could spawn in the water, on the edge of the water like that, or all the way up here, outside of the water. It could also spawn down in the water. Spawn like slightly in the water, edge of the water, fully in the water. Okay, these are railings. They're like the weakest of their kind. They're not too bad. Just take them out with like 3 hits with anything. Like even a torch. Like if you hit them with a couple times with a torch, you'll light them on fire. And even if those first couple hits don't kill them, the flame attack will. Which that fire attack will come in handy when you fight the first boss. And you'll see why, because of the strategy I use. And he's only killed me a few times. There was one time he killed me a bunch, and that was because I didn't use this strategy. But ever since I've used this strategy to fight him, I I fought him so many times. Like I can fight him 3 times in a row, use the same strategy, and boom, not die once. Or die once or twice, but you can always get your stuff back. But as long as as long as you are properly prepared, you have a good strategy. See, like, the first boss is not hard, right? He's pretty easy to fight. You know, get some, like, cause you got the rag stuff where it's just made from like, uh, leather straps, and then once you get a bow and start hunting deer, you can make leather armor, which is a little stronger, and although you can't upgrade it yet, also you can upgrade all your stuff, but leather armor, like, see, it can spawn all the way over here, away from the water. Um, oh, I just want to talk about this axe. Flint and stone axes can chop down bushes, little mini trees, beech trees, which if you hover over it, you can see what kind of tree it is. They cannot chop down birch trees, oak trees, pine trees, because you need a bronze axe for that. Because each kind of tree gives you different kinds of wood. So all of the trees I just mentioned, no, my bad. All the trees that this axe can chop down give you regular wood. Birch trees give you fine wood and regular wood. Then you have oak trees, they're not very common. Like you can't find full forests of them like this, but you can find them everywhere. Like 1 or 2, like in regular forests. Those have to be chopped down with a broad, and you can tell if you can chop it down with your axe because, for example, if I try to chop, hey, if I do this, I hit this tree, damage numbers pop up. But if I hit this tree, which this axe cannot chop down, it says too hard. Can't use that axe. You have to use a stronger axe. Which means you'll probably end up only using regular wood until you go to the dark forest, which is not easy to do. Because you're going to need bronze, and then you're gonna need to go find a like dungeon to get starling cores, which if you're properly equipped, they're I'm not gonna say they're easy because they're not. They're far from it. Oh, see, okay. You see this? See that yellow symbol with the bars around it? Means that the boar is alert. This red exclamation mark means that whatever you're looking at knows where you are and is either going to attack you or run from you. Because it has seen you and you have either scared it or angered it. Like boars, they will run away from you, but they will come back to kill you. They're very unpredictable because they can also just run like that one's doing. And sometimes those symbols are weird because it doesn't work properly. Like that boar, the reason he's running away is because he knows where I'm at. I spooked him, so he should have a red exclamation mark above his head, but he doesn't. Like this, see? This guy? He's like enemies like this. Creatures depends. Some of them run away from you. Creatures like this, see like this deer? I can creep up to it, right? Which you can also improve all of your skills here, which the more you use like certain weapons, the more you do stuff, the more will pop up. Like once I start using spears, I'll get a skill for using a spear, which I can increase by using the spear more often. See, like block. If you don't use shields, don't worry about blocking. Swords are good. Axes, it depends because you're not gonna really attack with axes very much. But wood chopping, it's gonna go really high. So will pickaxing, so will running, jumping, swimming. Fists, probably not because even at the beginning of the game, you don't really use your for example, clubs. See this little yellow orange bar? You'll see this. Although it's weird because although this is not a club, it still counts as a club. Which, see, now that I spooked that deer. Also, these little stars means that since it has one star, this one has none. Means that it's one level higher than the other ones, meaning it'll drop extra loot. You can get up to 3 stars, which the more stars it has, the harder it's going to be to kill. If it's an enemy, a hostile enemy, it will also do more damage to you. Necks are unpredictable. They run from you, but also run towards you. They attack you, but also run from you, so it's weird. This deer will give me more loot than a normal deer will. And then if it has 2 stars, it'll be even harder to kill. So, it's higher level enemies, which are harder to kill, do more damage if they attack you, but drop more loot. So, like, these regular deer, if killed, will drop 1 to 2 hide. And now, if I killed that level 2 deer, because everything is level 1, but stars, each star increases its level by 1. So, 1 star is 2, 2 stars is level 3, 3 stars being the highest amount is level 4. But at the same time, it can also be elite, which makes it bigger. It's easy to spawn an elite. Elite has to have at least 2 stars to spawn. It has to be at least 2 stars to be an elite. You won't find a level 2 elite. A minimum of level 3 because they're supposed to be hard to fight. And see, now level 1s and level 2s, they're going to be easy to fight. Like, a level 2 deer, you can still kill it with one shot on your bow. Maybe two, depending on what your level of bow is and what bow you're using. For the most part of the game, by the way, you will be using your crude bow, which, can I make it yet? Yep, right here. These can, also, each item that can be upgraded, which you can tell if it can be upgraded by the number above on the opposite side. In the top right corner, it will show a number. See, like the wood doesn't, because it can't be upgraded. Now, these three are the only three items I have. Well, actually, no, four. Four items, and so if I go in here, only those four items are in this upgrade. See, now, the level of upgrade, so most things can be repaired by a level 1. Most things can also be made in a level 1 workbench. Now, I can't upgrade this, any of this, to level 2 until my workbench is level 2, which you don't upgrade how you upgrade tools. You upgrade it like this, which I can actually probably upgrade it. Crafting. See, this is one thing. See, wood, but you need to get flint in order to unlock this. And once you have 10 flint, 10 wood, boom. See this little line? It means that it connects. See how this is too far away, so it's now red? Now if I bring it close enough that those little particles come back, saying that it's attached to that workbench, it can now be placed. Which they can be placed anywhere in the room as long as it's close enough to your workbench. It doesn't have to be up against it, because see, I can also place it all the way over here, and it will still level up my workbench. So now if I place this, see, it says workbench improvement. So now if I see, it says new workstation level, which means if I go into here, and you can't use your workbench using things like the hammer or the hoe. I see now the workbench says it's level 2, and everything that can be upgraded here. Some things cannot be crafted or upgraded in the workbench. Those things are used for anvils or things we'll get down the line. But for now, everything can be crafted here. And that's going to be the case for a while, until you unlock starling cores, which you can use to make a furnace to smelt bars of metals, and then you need copper ore to make an anvil. Well, actually, no, it's a forge. I mean, it looks like an anvil, but it's a forge. That's what it's called. And that's how you make metal gear. Bronze, iron, copper, stuff like that. See, now, you have to have specific things, because to unlock the Ingrams, as I said, you have to get the resources. Like, see, this, the hoe. Actually, no, the hoe is a bad example. This flint spear. I gathered leather scraps, right? And I had wood. But, no, sorry. Other way around. I had flint and wood, but I didn't have leather scraps, and so I didn't have it. But once I got leather scraps, I learned the Ingram. Now, see, if I had only gotten leather scraps, I still would have learned the Ingram, because every item that's used for crafting unlocks specific Ingrams, like hammer, club, torch, and axe. Normal axe, not the flint axe, are instantly learned. Like, you get it instantly when you start the game. When you fall out of when Hugin drops you out of the sky at the spawn location, you have it learned. Once you collect wood and stone, you unlock the hoe. Once you gather flint, you unlock the flint axe, the flint knife, No. Actually, no. That was also learned by gathering leather scraps. Uh, the wooden shield was learned by having the work by gathering resin. See, now you can paint these, and you do so with both of these. I don't remember how you get these. You might automatically get them. You might not. I don't remember. But see, although this one doesn't require resin, this one requires resin, and you learn these together. So if you know this one, you learned this. You learn this one. Sorry, wrong one. You learn this one by getting resin, but you learn this one by learning this one. So you have to go around. It requires you to venture and collect new resources to learn ingrams. You can't just level up, uh, learn ingrams. Also, one last important thing: these, when you die, will all be lowered. Although there's no double jeopardy. If you die twice in a row, it's only lowered once. Because for, let's see, I will generate this. Can I craft a chest real quick? There's 2 buffs you get to help you after you have died. From what I know, there is no way to move these quickly. You have to do them one at a time. You have to transfer them. This is probably the most useless thing for the moment because you'll end up with almost 100, 200 of these by the time you can actually use them. The other 3 seeds, keep them. These you can throw them. Like you're gonna get more by the time you can. Let's see. If I go into the water and I drown myself, okay. My stats are 4, 6, 5, 1, 6, and 16. Now, if I go in the water, which you stay underwater swimming, like if you just stand in the water, it won't do anything. But if you also, you get this little buff saying wet. Oh, sorry, saying you're wet, meaning you, if it's cold, you will suffer more. Just stand by a campfire, it'll clear that right up. If you gotta swim around to lose your stamina. Stamina is how you start dying. See, because you're swimming without stamina. See, now I've died, right? See, now I don't have a bed, which I just realized. I forgot to craft a bed. But watch. Because this also helps, because I also explained that this is where you have to come every time you kill a boss. See, the first boss, you can instantly get a location. Once you get it, you put his head on this chain, then it unlocks you to be able to fight this one. And once you do that, then you fight this one, this one, this one, and then this one finally. And they get progressively harder, like very hard. Like goes from easy to this one will most likely kill you. See how it says no skill drain means that if I die while this is still active, I will not lose skill points. See now if I go into my skills, say 15, 6, 2, 4, 5, and 3. They were all reset, so all these orange bars that were progressing to the next level are gone, and it dropped you one level. But if you die twice in a row, there is no effect. But after so long after you die, you no longer get that buff. So if you die 5 minutes in between each other, I believe 5 minutes it'll be up. See now, if you open the map, spawn is exactly center of the map, right? It's exact center of the map. Also, there's an entire world. This world is indeed flat, by the way. You cannot go around the world in this game. The world is what you see on the map. It's an entire world, but now watch. There is a second buff. See now, watch. You will hear I'm not cold and wet at the same time, meaning time that you can die from bar, as long as you make it out before you die. You time. See, he talks to you. See now, watch. If you just click on this to get your items, now corpse run. Now watch. My health increases drastically fast, and my stamina goes down super slow and refills super fast for 50 seconds so that I can grab my stuff and get out of danger if necessary. Right? So, that's pretty much it for this. Probably gonna finish this and for our next episode. So, um, yeah, let it. Okay.